Hello everyone, welcome to PAC week number 6. This time we're up against Elf Howls and the Newport Noctowls, I believe their team name is. I haven't checked, I forgot, my bad. I think it's that though. This week we have got quite an interesting matchup. They've got Dragapult, Iron Moth, Urshifu Rapid, Corviknight, Torterra, Mesprit, Bisharp, Lantern, Cinccino, Carbink, and Fletchinder, two of which, Iron Moth and Torterra, are their Terra captains. So this is an interesting matchup for us. Urshifu's scary in a way. Aloe, unfortunately, can't really take it on because Aloe's more of a like a special bulk kind of Pokemon than it is a physical bulk. Like, sure, its defense is higher, but it doesn't get counter, and it can't really hit it for much more than just like Alluring Voice, which is not great. So yeah, we're kind of limited on our answers to that. So that kind of leads me to our first set, which is meant to take it on. That is going to be Terra Avalugg Hisui with the Terra type of Dragon, Heavy Duty Boots, Strong Jaw, Iron Defense, Recover, Crunch, and Body Press. This is my Urshifu answer basically. Resist Surging Strikes, resist Trail Blaze, which I suspect he will have because he needs a way to hit Alomomola that isn't just like CC. Yeah, so Iron Defense should basically always beat it. Sure, like Surging Strikes can crit through, but that's the reason we are resisting it with the Terra type of Dragon, because that way Urshifu will only do half damage while we do like 40-50% with Body Press at +2, if not more. I forgot the calc. But yeah, that's basically what the set is here for. We've got some Sped F to try to take on some other special hits from his team, like hopefully a Mesprit Psychic or maybe a Stray Scald from Lantern if that shows up or something like that. Like, hopefully we'll be able to take a hit or two from the special side. But yeah, basically this is here just to check Urshifu. If it manages to help with something else, great. If it can't, that's fine. For our second set this week, Torterra is kind of really scary. If it gets a smash off, it's really difficult for me to stop it because, it could run Loaded Dice, Bullet Seed, and Rock Blast. Rock Blast and Bullet Seed both go through Sturdy on Avalugg and Fortress. Hence why I went with Strong Jaw. Rock Blast hits Rotom Heat. So it's kind of scary, but the answer we ended up deciding on was Mirror Herb Hydreigon, since Hydreigon, of all my Pokemon, resists grass, is immune to Earthquake, neutral to Rock, but I mean it doesn't get Stab Rock unless it goes Terra Rock, which why would you? With the moves Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, and Earth Power. So Dark Pulse is just for general, hitting Torterra itself. Hoping for, like, what I expect the sequence of events being is Torterra comes out, clicks Shell Smash as I hard switch into Hydreigon. Hydreigon copies a boost. If Sash could be an interesting approach to it. If it's Sash, I could, 30% chance to flinch with Dark Pulse. When Torterra Shell Smashes, if we get the +2/+2/+2 boost, basically he can't really do anything to stop us. Flash Cannon helps with Carbink, for example, or if it's Terra Fairy Turtle, if it's Terra Fairy Moth, we can hit it with that. Earth Power is if he decides to not Terra Moth, even though it's not really like a Sped F guy, I figured I don't really need another move. Oh, and also for Bisharp. We've got Dragon Pulse just as like a general thing. It hits the most things in general, like things that resist Dark Pulse, and we don't want to, like for example, Urshifu Rapid, we can Dragon Pulse. And for Dark Pulse, it's just for everything that we click it on that's like a neutral hit, or we can't hit it for super effective with anything else. Dark Pulse can flinch, which is the biggest reason why we want to be clicking that move after we get the boost. If it's like Sash Torterra, and we somehow don't have hazards up the field, we can get a 30% chance flinch, and if we do it, we instantly win the game. I don't think he really has anything he can do. This Hydreigon set is specifically EV'd to outspeed Scarf Dragapult, so even if he is like max speed Scarf Dragapult, we will always outspeed it with Hydreigon at +2. Yeah, that's about it for Hydreigon this week. Next set, we have got Alomomola. So Alomomola, as always, as people keep not expecting for some reason, but I keep bringing, is Assault Vest. Assault Vest Alomomola is like probably its best set by far. It becomes an impenetrable special wall basically, and with access to the move Mirror Coat, it can take on basically any special attacker in the game that is not a dark type. Flip turn, Aqua Jet, and Scald to fill out its last few moves. Scald is good for like Urshifu, it's good for Holt, it's good for Corviknight, it's good for Bisharp, it's good for Torterra. Overall, getting a burn on his team is really good. Aqua Jet is here for like any low guys, for example, like if it's Sash Moth, Sash Torterra, if it's Sash Cincino, if it's Sash Mesprit or something like that, or in general, if any Pokemon is low at any point in the battle, we can Aqua Jet it for free and we can remove it from the game because it does pretty decent damage. Like base 75 attack, like it's low, but it's not super low. So like we will be doing some damage. With Regenerator, of course, we get most of our health back. So like pairing that with Flip Turn is really nice. And yeah, basically Aloe's just an enabler here. Like switch into Moth, switches into Mesprit, switches into Dragapult, switches into Corviknight, switches into everything that is a named Torterra. And technically, no, actually, yeah, a Waltz Lantern too. Did you know that Max Spedef Alomomola with an Assault Vest can tank a +2 Thunderbolt from Thundurus Therian? That should give you an idea of how good this Pokemon is at the special side when it's given an Assault Vest. And the best part is, usually you wouldn't be able to Oko it back or do anything back to Thundurus really, but with a Miracle you can Oko it. So if it's that good against a Pokemon that should theoretically always beat it, then you can imagine how it does well versus like any other special attacker in the game. The only thing that could kind of give us trouble here if it's like Terra, Grass, Energy Ball, Iron Moth or something like that, which could give Aloe some trouble, but I don't really expect that to come into the Sneasler game or into the Hydra game. He doesn't have a Fairy type, so I feel like Terra Fairy is kind of obvious in one of the two Pokemon, maybe even both at that point. I wouldn't be surprised, because otherwise he kind of just doesn't have a Draco switch in, but that's besides the point. Yeah, that's it for Aloe this week. Next up we've got Gliscor, Lancer once again, Taunt, Toxic, Spikes, and Knockoff. No Protect this week, I know, it's not so crazy, but I couldn't really fit it. Knockoff is just to hit Corviknight. Basically the set is designed around Corviknight. We've got Taunt to prevent it from defogging, from roosting. We've got Toxic for, you know, everyone that isn't named Corviknight. Spikes to get hazards up the field, and Knockoff to get whatever lefties off of Corviknight and any other Pokemon that decides to switch in. We've got to be careful because given my opponent's kill leader is Mesprit, I do expect maybe there's a possibility for a setup Mesprit, so I do not want to be clicking Knockoff on the Mesprit. I want to be clicking Toxic. We are EV to be faster, I believe. With 244 speed EVs, we should be faster than, I forget who. Yeah, I think we are speed creeping Mesprit. But yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's really about it. Pretty standard Gliscor set, but you know, it gets the job done. Hopefully Taunt will help keep hazards off the field, and we'll see how that goes. For our next Pokemon, though, we have ourselves Toriel, the Wigglytuff, with Rocky Helmet this week. Frisk, Alluring Voice, Wish, Protect, and Stealth Rock. This is just here to wall Dragapult. I don't want to deal with Dragapult, if I can be honest. Hex is really stupidly strong into my team because I have a Gliscor. He can just click Thunder Wave onto everything. He can click this. If he's Dragon Dance, it's a pain. So I just do not deal with Dragapult, basically. Wigglytuff being a normal fairy type, walls the Ghost Stab, walls the Dragon Stab. Literally walls, like it's immune to both. Meaning Dragapult will literally not be able to touch Wigglytuff. Max HP Wish means we can heal back up all of our like non-regenerating teammates. Protect to heal itself back up with its own Wish. Alluring Voice just to hit Dragapult and really anything else that wants to try to set up on it. And Stealth Rock just to get even more hazards on the field. Since I couldn't fit both Rocks and Spikes on Gliscor, I figured putting them on Wigglytuff with a free move slot was worth it. And yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about Wigglytuff, so it's just here for Dragapult. That's really the big summary. But yeah, and for our last Pokemon, we've got Ralsei the Manaphy. I didn't really need a 6th Pokemon, if I can be honest. I was confident that with just the top 5, I was fine. So Manaphy was just kind of here just to throw him off. Terra Poison was to kind of, you know, make him debate on Moth, what to do on Moth, because like Terra Poison can prevent him from clicking Sludge Wave, or it can prevent Torterra from clicking a Grass Move onto Manaphy. It can prevent, it can prevent a close combat from Urshifu. Like, it can prevent a lot of moves into the Manaphy, because he'd think, oh yeah, of course, he's gonna Terra the Manaphy. Ignore I have Avalugg, but oh, he's gonna Terra the Manaphy. Okay, so I'm gonna click this predicting the Terra, and that way he just, clicks Surging Strikes into the Water type, and then ends up losing Urshifu that way or something like that. I've got Leftovers, Skull, Tail Glow, Alluring Voice, and Energy Ball. Mainly, again, I didn't really need another move. I figured Tail Glow just to try to break through his team, given I am faster than most of his Pokemon. Yes, this is revenged by Iron Moth, but again, we have Terra Poison just in case. I will never Terra this, basically, because I need Terra Dragon Asgore to beat Urshifu. Energy Ball is for Urshifu, for Lantern. That's and Carbink, I guess, but we have Scald for that too, and we have Alluring Voice for Dragapult. For the rest of the Pokemon, you know what I'm talking about. There's not really much else to say. Again, Manaphy was just kind of like a filler 6th Pokemon, because I didn't really think I needed anything else, and Manaphy will force the most like extra or plays around of my opponent. Like, he'll have to respect Manaphy, even though it's not really in my plans to like necessarily play towards Manaphy, but it just, I figured might as well slot it in. And that's the team for this week. Overall, I think our matchup is pretty solid. I don't think it's the best thing in the world, but honestly, I think it's pretty decent. It's definitely better than last week's, because he doesn't have an auto-win Pokemon on my team. Dragapult gets Omega Walled by Wigglytuff. Urshifu's scary, but we have Avalugg, so we're fine. Iron Moth, we have Alomomola, so we're fine. Torterra, we have Hydreigon, so we're fine. Like, you get my point, right? I have answers to every single one of his Pokemon, so I really, I am pretty confident going into this. His Mesprit is kind of scary. Again, being his skill leader tells me he's probably, used to setup, so that could be an interesting thing. But we'll see. I'll catch you guys on the actual match, I guess. Yep, bye. So had to slow this down because I started recording super late. But we're leading Gliscor. They brought Dragapult, Iron Moth, Urshifu, Corviknight, Torterra, and Mesprit, which is pretty expected. I forget who's not here because I'm recording this post like a different day that I recorded the team analysis, because I am a very responsible human being and left this to the last day that I could actually submit this video. Anyway, so we start the match. As you can see, this is kind of what we each brought. I led Gliscor because usually leading Gliscor it kind of allowed me to like protect, get the poison early, kind of scout what my opponent wants to go for. Oh right, I don't have protect on this set, do I? Sometimes I question my own decisions, but, whatever, it's fine. Leading Gliscor means I can maybe possibly get the Toxic proc, which is really good. Anyway, we see the Iron Moth lead, and he Terras immediately. By the way, he said he was Terra Fairy, so okay, I didn't have to worry about like Terra Water or anything like that. Hitting me was super effective. So he goes for the Terra Fairy. I believe he goes for a U-turn, if I remember correctly. Let me see here. Yes, sir, that's a U-turn. Okay, so U-turn, basically means we take no damage because we take like 3% because we resist it. That Corviknight comes in here as we click Spikes, I believe, right? It's revealed to be Pressure, so we don't have to worry about our Nerve or anything like that. We go for Spikes, which is good. And we get our Poison off, which is huge because now we're immune to status, so like we can switch to Flamethrower and stuff like that easier. We go for Taunt to prevent this from defogging, and unfortunately for me, my opponent predicts this and goes for a U-turn. They switch out. They go into Moth again, I believe. I forget who this is. No, they go Shifu. Okay. So Shifu comes out. Which is a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie to you. We switch out because we don't have U-turn into Manaphy, because Manaphy's kind of here to deal with Urshifu, because Urshifu's really scary. He goes for Swords Dance as well, you know, we can't really do anything. We go for an energy ball to chip it. Brings it out super low as he goes for a Trailblaze. So this thing is really scary now. You know, +2 attack, +1 speed. It outspeeds my entire team. So I have to be super careful there. Here, I'm basically just gonna let Manaphy go down because, I mean, there's not really a point to keep it around, you know, it's really low. Manaphy was just kind of like a filler Pokemon here. I felt I could do just fine with my top 5. And, you know, that's kind of a showcase. Well, you'll see why. Asgore comes in here, and we go for a Terra. And it's, you know, as I showed in prep, I'm pretty sure it's Terra Dragon. Terra Dragon is for resisting Surging Strikes, and it also resists Trailblaze, which I knew he would bring because that's his best way to hit Alomomola. That's not close combat. It hits Manaphy, hits Alomomola, you know, Trailblaze. It's really going to tell my team. We go for an Iron Defense as he goes for a CC, which means we always live a second close combat from here. He goes for a Swords Dance, which is scary because even though we're boosting at the same time as him, yeah, it's a little complicated because if you know Urshifu, that guy has a super crit move, which is in this case Surging Strikes. We still like resist it, but if he gets to +6, that thing is gonna start doing over half my health, and then I can't wall it. So instead of like going for a second Iron Defense this time, I just go for a Body Press, ending the Urshifu. We don't have to worry about that anymore, which just opens up so many of my Pokemon. It's great. Moth comes back out here. U-turn is really obvious here because of course I'm going to switch Avalugg out, but I mean, we might as well just go Alomomola, not risk the Dazzling Gleam, as yes, U-turn does come out. He withdraws, Moth goes into Corviknight, and we go for a flip turn, I believe? Oh no, wait, yeah, we have to reset first. So he goes for a Defog. He does get the Defog off as we go for a flip turn, right? Which, thanks to regen, means we just get back to full health anyway. We don't have to worry about it. Gliscor comes out. And we go for Spikes because we might as well. Corviknight, I believe, goes for a Defog. Yes, we do see the Defog come out. So, you know, fair enough. Trying to keep Spikes off the field, but I'm just gonna keep clicking Spike. I think I cut that wrong. Anyway, whatever. Too late to go change it now. I click Spikes again as Corviknight clicked U-turn, went to do Mesprit. Do not risk the Ice Beam. I switch Gliscor out into Alomomola. And Mesprit goes for a U-turn. And I believe Corviknight comes out again to, I think, just try to keep Spikes off the field. This is starting to give me the sense that he has a Sash Pokemon in the back, because why else are you so persistent in getting hazards off? Like, usually, you know, it's good, but like, if you could go Torterra, get a Shell Smash off, you could go Pult, launch like a big Dragon Darts or Draco Meteor off. Like, you have so many options. I don't really see why Spikes has to be like your top priority every time. So in my brain, that means he probably has a Sash Pokemon in the back. We go Gliscor as he default, or you saw the sequence, right? I just kept blabbering about the other thing. I stay in on Moth this time around because I figured if he does just go Corviknight, I can knock off its Rocky Helmet. I can knock off Moth's item in this case, so to make it less scary. So it's no longer Specs, meaning it's way better handled by Alomomola. Jesus, I can't speak. Oh my god. Okay, goes for U-turn on the Alomomola. Okay. Talk properly, please, Quinn. Okay. Mesprit goes for Stealth Rock as it came in because of the U-turn. Stealth Rock is really annoying for us, but we can't really do much about it because I don't think we brought removal. So we're just counting on his Corviknight to defog them away for us. We go Avalugg here. My hope is like try to bluff Rapid Spin, maybe. And then I was like, okay, if that's the case, He'll go Polt, I can go maybe Aloe, but in case he does Psychic move, I might as well go Aloe, or if he Ice Beams, I go Aloe. He didn't click Ice Beam, he went Psychic, so that tells me he doesn't have Ice Beam because he would have clicked it by now. Like if you were gonna attack the Avalugg, you would attack it with the super effective Ice move rather than just Psychic. So yeah, you saw there. Corviknight comes in. This is going way too fast for me to keep up with. Alomomola flip turns. Rocky Helmet chip, meaning we heal a little less from regen. We go into Avalugg. In here, Corviknight goes for a defog, of course, as we go for a recover. I try to keep Avalugg healthy. I don't really know why. Avalugg already did its job. Urshifu's dead. There's no point in keeping this guy. Like, he's not really that useful anymore. I don't think he can beat most of his team because it's kind of decent for Torterra, I guess, but like not really. We go Gliscor here. Now, like, he defogged away rocks. It's nice because he can U-turn out. We take no damage. And we heal back from Poison Heal more than we took from U-turn. And we don't have to worry about rocks. Yeah, Moth comes in here, of course, to try to punish the Gliscor. Again, U-turn's really obvious here, but we never risk this because if Gliscor goes down, it's really bad for us. So we go Noelle, because Noelle is kind of the simple play. And I do believe, yeah, he does go for a Dazzling Beam. So you see, U-turn was obvious there, and he tried to catch me reading his U-turn, but that's why Alomomola is just safer. He goes for a U-turn as we go for a flip turn, I believe. But he goes Corviknight. No, he goes Dragapult. Oh, we clicked the... Oh, why did I click Mirror Coat? God damn it. He went Dragapult and doubles out into Moth, predicting the Wigglytuff switch in, which, yeah, well played. It makes sense, you know, like, I always... That's kind of why I have Wigglytuff. Yeah. We switch out back into Aloe, I believe. As a Moth clicks Sludge Wave. Lucky for us, we dodge a Poison. Yep, Sludge Wave comes out. 134, not bad. U-turn comes out for Moth. Moth comes back, and I believe Corviknight. Yep. We see the Corviknight as we flip turn. Yep. So now the bad thing is Aloe is really low. So we can't reliably switch into a lot of things. Like if it's Specs, Draco, again, Dragapult hasn't revealed what set it is. So that could be really scary. We go Gliscor, get a little bit more Poison Heal up. We try to get a Spike up, I believe. Or do you go for... Yeah, we go for Knockoff first. Just get rid of its Rocky Helmet so he can't punish Flip Turn anymore, which is really nice. He goes for Roost here? Yeah. So it would have been nice to taunt first and then knock off, but, you know, it's fine. Corviknight is almost back to full. We're around, like, under half health. We go for Spike, and he goes for Brave Bird, I think? Yeah, he does go for a Brave Bird. Does a lot more than I thought it would for a Corviknight. I think we're at a range where we die to another one. We might not, but I think we do. We switch out. We'll go into Avalugg to be safe. Again, Avalugg doesn't really fulfill much of a role anymore because, I mean, the thing it checks is dead. So, and every other Pokemon in his team, almost every other Pokemon in his team is special, so there's no point. We go Wigglytuff here to punish a U-turn because we have Rocky Helmet. That was kind of the thought process there, you know, try to chip Corviknight a little bit more. As Corviknight switches out, goes into Moth. In here, I don't want to go Aloe because I don't know if I live 2 Sludge Waves after Poison. So just in case I sack Wigglytuff, I figure I can deal with Dragapult with Aloe as long as it's not DD. If it's DD, I cry, but you know, that's besides the point. We go Aloe, he goes Flamethrowers, which I find interesting. Definitely not what I expected. I feel like fishing for the poison there was... Maybe he predicted Gliscor switching in, which, fair enough. Gliscor comes in here. We get a little bit more Poison Heal off, and we double out. That was literally just to get a little bit more healing from Poison Heal as we go Aloe, and I believe he U-turns, right? Yeah, he does go for a U-turn. I think Torterra's later. Yeah, this is Mesprit. Mesprit tries trying to get the rocks back up. Doesn't click rocks. So it's revealed rocks, psychic, and U-turn. I don't remember. It hasn't showed its fourth move, so we don't have to worry about that quite yet. But given it hasn't clicked Ice Beam before, I'm not worried that it has Ice Beam. I go this again, trying to bluff Rapid Spin. Doesn't work. He goes for a Psychic. My plan to catch Dragapult switching in doesn't work. I mean, I go for Crunch, which is still huge chip, but it was Cold Burst, so it's reduced. It was a crit too. Like, you saw how little that did? That's strong jaw crunch. Like, that's pretty crazy. I mean, it's a base 114 attack? Like, my god. My respect to Mesprit. Noel comes in here, trying to take a Psychic, but he does go for a U-turn, unfortunately. And goes into... Okay, here it goes. So this is Torterra. And now we go into our, ace in this... how does that saying go? Ace up my sleeve, in our sleeve. Yeah, anyway. To punish, anything really Torterra tries to do. He goes for a Shell Smash, which is exactly what we wanted, because if you remember from prep, we happen to have a funny little item called Mirror Herb. And since he Terra'd already with Moth, meaning that means he doesn't really have Terra to help him here. And we don't really die to anything Torterra has unless it's Wood Hammer, but we go first anyway. So if it would be Wood Hammer, we bring it down, like we kill it first, but it's Sash, and then Wood Hammer and kill itself. But no, it's revealed to be Seed Bomb, meaning we Dark Pulse, and Torterra goes down, and a +2/+2 Hydreigon doesn't really have any switch-ins or anything really at all. Corviknight comes in trying to tank one, but +2 Dark Pulse is just simply too much. And I think you can kind of see where this is going. Iron Moth comes in here. We go for a Flash Cannon. Takes out the Iron Moth. Yeah. Bye-bye. We see Dragapult coming in here, which is, yeah, sure. Again, there's not much my opponent can do. Dragapult dies. Unfortunate for the GOAT. And then, lastly, Mesprit comes in here, I believe. Yep. Last Pokemon. And we just go for Dark Pulse, and bye-bye Mesprit. And that's it. That is all 6 Pokemon down, and we have assured victory with a 4-0, I believe. 5 kills to HYDREIGON, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. You can see I took a screenshot there because, I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah. I think match was definitely difficult. I thought I was kind of losing towards the end, but my opponent got a little impatient and went into Torterra and clicked Shell Smash, which, if the rule with Shell Smash Pokemon is you never, ever, ever click Shell Smash the first turn you're out in the field, because 99% of people, if they have a Mirror Herb Pokemon, they'll go to it immediately when the Shell Smasher hits the field. Hence what happened. And look what happened. He clicked Shell Smash the first turn he was out. I went into my Mirror Herber. I got it procced. Torterra died, and then he lost the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my opponent was in a better position than me in that end game. But, again, there wasn't much he could do for progress other than Moth. And basically what it was going to come down to if he never used Torterra was me switching over and over and over and over and over with Alomomola into Iron Moth. And either I get poisoned first, or Iron Moth goes down to spike damage or flip turns, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely a cool match. Had a lot of fun. GG's to my opponent Elfowls. Yeah, super tough match, but with this, we are locked for playoffs. I think I kind of spoiled it on the last video, but yeah, hey, yay. Week 7's already recorded. Should be posted the same day as this because I have to post both week 6 and week 7 by tonight, and I haven't even begun editing week 7, so I'll probably like just voice it over, nothing too fancy unfortunately, because my iPad is in very dire condition, and I can't sit down for hours to edit because it literally, the battery that lasts an hour max, and then it just stops working. And then I have, even if I charge it, it just goes down a little slower, and then it dies, and then I have to let it charge to 100, and then it lasts another like an hour and a half. Pain. But I should be able to at least get both of them done. Week 8 will be out some point. I think next Sunday is when it's due. Yeah. Yeah. Again, thanks for watching. Sorry, kind of dragged out this outro. Since we're locked for playoffs, I'm gonna take prepping a lot like easier, because I mean, why reveal the crazy sweaty strats and everything if we are all like, if we don't need to win, we might as well take it easy. Like 5-minute prep doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Yeah. Again, Jesus, I dragged this out for a lot longer than I should have, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.